Oh, hey. What's going on? Hope everyone's good. Comment in the chat from Hyperbear, who writes the following. Guys. It was a bad day yesterday for MLSC because the vertical axis didn't line up with the horizontal axis in creating the perfect XY isosceles triangle. Well played. Well played. Start the countdown.
It's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now. Got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your number one sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K, 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 S-I-C-K.
All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick.
You are now listening to The Sid Seixeiro Show. Powered by Sick Media, the sickest Toronto sports show. Now, here's your host, Sid.
What's up? What's up? We are live on X. We are live on YouTube. Boy, are there people pissed at us. It is Thursday, April the 2nd. Good to talk to you. Good to see you. Not going to land on this long in the show, but if anyone out there was offended by anything I said yesterday about the Italian national men's soccer team who failed once again, champions in failure. If any of you were offended with anything I said on the show yesterday, good. Story with me. I'm big on routine. And some people have kind of, who know me behind the scenes specifically.
Oh, yeah.
I've kind of ripped me. Got something to say, Azzo? You're
just
Mike.
agreeing with you.
I know you are. Like I said, people behind the scenes. No, I am a creature of habit. And sometimes we break habit. Let's bring up the one question from earlier from Andrew, because we did break habit a bit yesterday. We went 1 hour. The Jays played at 1 Eastern. We went 1 hour. And Andrew in the chat a short while ago asked, is it a 2-hour show today? Yes, Andrew, 2 hours today. We're going 2 hours tomorrow. I believe we're the only show on in the Toronto media market tomorrow, is from what I can tell. Which means all hell's going to break loose with the Sharks and the Leafs tonight. All hell. Or Keith Pelley's going to have another press conference. One of the two.
Oof.
Or the Raptors decide to play basketball again. But we will be on 2 hours today, and we're doing 2 hours tomorrow. Again, when the Jays are on occasionally at 1 o'clock or 1:30 or whatever, or when some of the World Cup games begin this summer at 1 p.m. Eastern, we will adjust. That's the beauty of what we're doing here. And that's how that's going to go. So we're going 2 hours today. And for your Good Friday show, you got us. Back to my point about routine. That added to the point, but let me continue the point. I get weirded out. I get weirded out in a serious way when my routine is off, like by a hair. And I know a lot of you feel the same way. There are some people out there in life, we all know the one person who wakes up every morning like they've never dated before. Like they've never had like a schedule. Like every day's a surprise. When am I going into work? I don't know. When am I going to the shower? I don't know. Am I late? Am I early? We'll see how I feel that day. Like a truly idiotic way of thinking. I'm sorry. It's like we're all responsible adults, I think. Like know when you have to do stuff. But if that works for you, that works for you. What works for me is routine. I need routine. And part of my routine is I wake up at a specific time, phone alarm, and then I hit snooze. And for those of you who don't know about the snooze, two things. One, what's your problem? Two, best 8 minutes of your day. You hit the snooze button on your phone, your smartphone device, and it is sometimes you're out for the whole 8 minutes. Sometimes you're kind of awake for 4 of it and then out for the other 4. It depends. But it gives you an extra 8 minutes just to reset. I rarely just get up dead out of bed. Rarely. I feel weird. This morning, by accident, that's what I did. I didn't hit snooze. I thought I was late. You ever look at your clock and you just can't receive what's happening? That's what happened to me today. So I got up cold from the bed, from a dead sleep. I've had a headache ever since. I don't know if you're like me. If I do that, it's not good. And I feel completely off. I feel so off. So I want to apologize for how bad the show is on my end way ahead of time. Azzo, once again, will carry things.
I got you.
And I will get a stiff conversation from Sick Media because of it. Stiff. They're mad at me about the Italy thing. So they'll be mad at me about something else. So I'm a little off today. So I'm going to apologize ahead of time for that. You know who did hit the snooze button? The Toronto Blue Jays against the Colorado Rockies. Now, I say that facetiously because I am not in the headspace that like a shocking amount of people are online about the Jays losing 2 of 3 to a team that lost 119 games last season. Like I bet like Jays fans were even sleepwalking through that series. Quick, who's Colorado's manager? Exactly. You have no idea. No, like you weren't paying that close attention to it because you assumed it was sweeps week for the Toronto Blue Jays. White Sox this weekend, Rockies to start the week. Leafs were a little sleepy. They hit the snooze button. And despite a 13 singles night 2 nights ago, yesterday didn't go well. There are Blue Jay fans freaking the hell out over this Rockies result. I am not there. I cannot join you in this. I'm still trying to figure out Keith Pelley. I have a lot on my mind, okay? I am not going to get worked up about Freeland coming in here and pitching a gem against the Jays. Did I like it? No. I didn't like it. But like, we shouldn't be surprised here. And I want to take you back to a clip that I believe we ran on this show in the early stages of this show. And it was when the Blue Jays gathered for the first full team workout in Dunedin 2 months ago now in February. And John Schneider, with Blue Jays cameras in the room, talked to his group. And he had everyone's attention. And one of the main messages that John Schneider wanted to get through to his team was, we're not sneaking up on anyone anymore. For those who don't remember this is how it sounded.
Last year, there is no better feeling than doing what we did, accomplishing what we accomplished, and being an eyelash short multiple times, right? So I want to talk about that, the past, the present, and kind of our process. What made us get there, and how do we get back there? There's going to be a little bit of a new norm. There's going to be expectations, right? It's going to be a little bit of a target on our back. It's going to be people being a little bit more aware of us. And you guys have earned that, right? That's the good part. To steal a line from Georgie, he said, once you hang a banner, you're hanging a bullseye.
Not a championship banner. A pennant, division title, hard to win. But generally, though, I think the point that Schneider's making there is, guys, we took on a team with Ohtani and Yamamoto on it and almost beat them. Like, the Jays for that stretch in the World Series last year got as much profile as the Dodgers. More people watched the Jays in that World Series than any other World Series in recorded history. Seriously. When you combine the global TV audience. Why do you think Okamoto was like peaked to be here? The Jays are kind of cool. Jays have a manager who can speak in front of the media pretty well. They got a fun-looking team. Of course people want to be here. But that means other teams are peaked to see the Jays on the schedule. And Colorado seemed kind of peaked. So the message that John Schneider gave to his team about being the hunted, not the hunter anymore, this was the series where that was reinforced. And I think Blue Jay fans need to absorb it. Don't get that angry about it. Absorb it. Because the old days, like the Jays did a pretty good job last year banging away at bad teams, as you should, for the most part. Everyone's going to be ready this year. That is not hyperbole. That is a stone cold truth. If you are the Toronto Blue Jays and their supporters, all the supporters saying you can't lose to Colorado 2 of 3. Yeah, but you did. So maybe you can. If the bats don't work, you can lose to anybody. I don't know if you know this. Baseball's really tough when the bats don't work. You can lose to many things. But that new norm is what Blue Jay fans, I think, are struggling with too. And that's leading to some of the discourse over the last 3 days against the Rockies. The Rockies are straight up diarrhea who do not deserve to be in the majors. I pray one day, it won't happen before I leave this earth, but there will be a relegation promotion system in North American pro sports. It will happen. And these owners who put together this crap will pay dearly and have their revenues fly out the window for it if they finish bottom 2 or 3 in their leagues. One day that will happen. Right now, it doesn't. So teams like the Rockies and teams like really bad teams that could never win, like the Sacramento Kings, like right now, everyone gets away with it. I don't want to make Colorado out into anything that they're not. They are trash and an embarrassment to professional sports. But the Blue Jays are exciting to people. That's kind of the point. You want to be in that chair. I don't want to be in Colorado's chair. I want to be in the other dugout. Where complete no-name Bush League organizations like Colorado are like, there's Vladdy. There's Gosman. There's Ernie Clement. Ernie Clement had more hits than anyone in one postseason than anyone ever. I'm excited about this. That's where you want to be. I actually am looking at this as a weird positive. I got a lot of negatives coming in this show. Don't worry. Don't worry, negative fans. You'll get yours. But it happened. The Jays are now a big-time team on the schedule. Happened quickly, but it happened. With all that said, don't you dare lose that series to the White Sox this weekend. Just don't do that, because then we got a problem. Jeff has a party. Good afternoon. How you doing, brother?
Hello, Sid. It's been a tough day. I mean, I didn't miss my snooze. I snoozed. A lot of people in the chat agreeing with you on the snooze, though.
Dude, the snooze, I feel...
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know where I am. Yeah. I don't know what I'm saying. I feel like a completely different person.
Yep. Sean in the chat says I give myself at least a half hour of snooze. That's a bit much.
There was a time in my life on a weekend,
mm-hmm.
It was a snooze buffet. Snooze
well, especially
buffet.
when the weather's like this. Like, I'm a weather guy where the weather affects me, and it's just been so gray and still cold this week.
No, you're big. You're big on that. Anytime you feel a little like,
because I
off,
do think
it's like, oh, it's raining. I'm like,
no, that's what causes my migraines.
It's not raining.
I don't know about
you had 9 beers last night.
No, not true.
Oh, it's raining. I can't do it.
Yeah. So I'm wearing, as the chat calls it, my Case of the Mondays hat, my sick day shirt.
So hold on,
get on Sick Attire.
Go full. Jeff Assaparty is wearing the Sick Day shirt. It is available at sickattire.com along with a bunch of other
favorites.
stuff.
I love this.
Yeah, it's a great shirt.
Somebody DM me asking where they can get it. I had to send them the link. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yusuf in the chat, I give it an hour snooze before waking up.
Wow.
Then just set the alarm later.
Yeah, that's true. There is a limit where you just set it later.
If you hit the snooze more than 3 times, something's wrong.
Right. And an hour, like you said, like
wrong.
I think that 10 minutes or 8 minutes, like just helps you like get ready for the day. Like you just slowly get aware of what's going on, right? But anyways, but back to all the sports stuff. Like I came in here today. Who am I more mad at? Keith Pelley or you?
Why are you mad at me?
Okay. Well, you pissed off Italy. Look what happened in sports yesterday.
I didn't miss one penalty.
They obviously cursed us.
I didn't miss a single penalty.
I think we got a little bit of the Malokia on Toronto sports right now with the Jays dropping a series to the Rockies. The Raptors are losing to the Kings. Like, there's a curse. There's an evil eye curse on us right now.
Hey, so
for
those of you who don't know what Malokia is, it Malokia or Malocchio?
Malokia, isn't it?
It's one of the two.
Oh, Malocchio. No,
it's
you're
Malocchio.
Right.
For those of you who don't know the term Malocchio means evil eye in Italian culture.
It's a curse.
It's a curse.
Yeah.
Which means Italian soccer in World Cup qualifying has had a Malocchio all over them.
Yeah.
It had a Malocchio.
And now you brought it here to Toronto sports.
There was
there
was actually a guy in 2018 when they didn't qualify. He was a Swedish center back named Malocchio. No, I'm kidding. It's not true.
Wasn't there somebody who
North Macedonian, a winger named Malocchio? No, I'm kidding. That's not
true. Was it in the Leafs playoffs where a woman hired somebody to put a curse on like the Panthers or something?
No, it was the I think it was the Raptors.
The Raptors.
It was game 7 against the Sixers.
Yes,
a guy put out a video here in Toronto of his grandmother, his Nona, doing a bunch of religious stuff.
Yeah.
It's like trying to curse Joel Embiid's spine, like just trying to get at him as soon as they possibly could.
Right. So I don't know if that's what caused yesterday and these 2 bad losses. I can't believe you're going to make me start off as the negative guy. Or it's Keith Pelley who just lumped all these Toronto sports teams together. And now the Leafs virus has infected the other teams in the city. Like, it's crazy to me.
This is a bad week for Toronto sports.
Yeah, it hasn't been good,
And if you want to include Italian soccer as part of Toronto sports, you are allowed because there'd be enough Italian fans down there on June the 12th if they would have advanced.
Yeah.
But never fear. We're going to get to this. Really cheap Bosnia-Canada ticket prices for June the 12th.
Very cheap.
Wait till you hear
so many seats available.
Prices to see Edin Dzeko take on Jonathan Osorio. And I love Oso. But these ticket prices.
Don't you dare rip
Oso's. I'm not.
I just bought an Oso jersey. I got
Oso's
one coming
amazing.
to me. Come on, he's my guy.
He's
always been good to me.
Your thoughts on the discourse around losing 2 of 3 in the second week of the season to the Colorado Rockies around the Toronto.
I am glad you brought that clip up and played it and asking me this, but I'm going to flip it to like. I am starting to worry about the energy around this team. Like, do you believe in that sometimes when a team, especially when they weren't scheduled or they weren't like that wasn't expected last year what the Jays did?
I think we can all say that,
right?
Yes.
That's pretty simple.
Coming off a last place season, yes.
And then especially when you lose the championship and that and like the opening ceremony again for this season was amazing and they recalled it. The Jays did it right, and there's an energy to that. But do you believe in like there could be a hangover effect to that? Because at times, and I know their bats are slow, and maybe that's what's got it down. But the energy just seemed to like kind of collapse around this team a little bit at times. And I worry about as the season goes, like that energy isn't going to, because again, like they started slow last year. Let's remember that, right? And that energy then carried them through the rest of the season. To do it for 162 games is a lot. But I'm not seeing the same Vladdy I even saw in the WBC. I'm not seeing, like, I don't know. The energy to me in this series was just down. And you're right. Teams are going to be coming for him now. And I need to see him pick up that energy. I just wonder if, like, they're so mentally strained and, like, the thought of that thing was on that eventually, like, you do have a bit of a hangover effects from a long run you did. A great run.
Nearly a perfect run.
And listen, the Rockies aren't going to be the worst team in baseball this year.
Yeah, they will.
It might be the Red Sox. They're 1-5.
Oh yeah, sure, the Red Sox.
No, but there's like the Athletics, the
Red
White
Sox.
Sox. Like, we'll see. I agree with you 100%. It's early. Need the bats to start coming around.
Could be worse than the chat goes. 4-2 is not a slow start.
Yeah, did you feel the same energy around this team the last couple?
No, but here's where I will agree with you on there. Like I felt like, and you could see it in Schneider. There was an energy dump after Cody Ponce got hurt.
Right, exactly, 100%.
I think John Schneider has not smiled in the postgame presser or said anything like corny or cheesy or sarcastic.
I was going to bring that up.
He has not done anything like that since the ACL sprain of Cody Ponce. Now, on top of that, the first series against Oakland was kind of taxing. Like they had to work in that series for the most part. Like they were coming from behind and then blown leads and this and that. Then you had the Friday night where the greatest banner of all time was unveiled, the division/pennant. And like the first few days of the season have taken a bit out of them emotionally. I will hear that argument.
Yeah, that's all I will hear about is the emotion, because that emotion, those good vibes carried us through half the season last year. And it's really hard to do that for 162 games.
I think
it really is.
The Cody Ponce thing
it did
stunned a lot of people.
You saw Ernie make a few errors, which he doesn't typically do.
Good point.
But
Good point.
I don't know. The energy has seemed off. And again, in 162 games, yes, we know it's early and everything. And that's going to happen throughout the year. Everybody's going to hit these little pockets. So if it happens to them early, but I also think you got to take advantage of playing the lower teams.
James in the chat, we weren't too far away from a 2-4 start. Yeah. Weren't too far away from a 1-5 start. Really. If you want to break it down like that.
In baseball, you can always say that.
But they're 4-2. The one thing I'll give the Jays a lot of credit on. Yankees are 5-1.
And they're looking hungry. Man.
And the Yankees get Miami in their first home series of the year this weekend. Miami's 5-1, by the way.
Yeah.
Little Owen Cassie, little Otto Lopez.
Yeah.
Who's the other Canadian on the Marlins that's kicking ass and taking names? There's a third.
Alcantara.
It's like Canada South. Like there's another player.
Is there?
Yeah, I'm missing them.
Those are the two main ones.
I'm missing the name. But I
anyway, it's just something to watch for because you always hear about that, right? Team makes a long run when they weren't expected to. Again, this is Addison Barger's first full year. This is like a lot of these guys are.
Liam Hicks is the Canadian.
Oh, right.
It's Liam Hicks. Thank you, Chad, for that.
He's leading. Isn't he ahead in this?
He's leading. He led MLB and RBI going into action
last night. Yeah.
By the way, from Grixty in the chat, Bo Bichette update. Where did this go? Sorry. There's a lot of. We appreciate all the comments to the point where I'm losing it. He's 3 for 27 to start the year, Bo Bichette.
Did you see Jose Reyes give him a little pep talk?
Jose Reyes?
Yeah.
I don't need a pep talk from Jose Reyes.
No, he was on what's it called? SNY or whatever that channel is. And he's
here.
like, they booed me and I'm from here. Like,
I don't need a pep talk from
anyways,
Jose
that team's
Reyes.
never going to win with Francisco Lindor. Did you see him last night?
It's like R.A. Dickey giving me
Did you see Francisco Lindor last night?
No, what did he do last night?
Huh? He picked up a ball, easy double play ball, just stepped on the bag. He thought there were 3 outs. Started running towards
the Mets? That's the Mets.
Yeah.
It's that kind of garbage that cost them
so
the playoffs.
You know what? I'm all here.
Last year.
He went to the right team, and it's not going to be his fault when they lose. I'll tell you that.
Listen, I think you're right about the energy.
Yeah.
I'm not rattled by this Rockies loss the way other people are. You better show up against the Dodgers next week, though.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it next week.
I think they will, but
I don't want to hear it next week. You go, you watch a Pixar movie, and you put a smile on your face, and you get out there and you play.
Yeah.
Like you figure it out. Because Jays fans want something. They want some flesh from that series. They don't want, and it looks like Ohtani's going to pitch the final game.
Yeah. He looked pretty good.
Is Yamamoto lined up to pitch in Toronto?
I would imagine so.
Oh, for the love of God.
Because it's going to be your 5th starter and your 1st and 2nd starters.
He is the devil.
Because the Jays are lined up to have Scherzer, Gosman, and Cisco.
The devil. But I just listen. I don't want to see a series loss this weekend against the White Sox. They suck. And
but you're playing in Chicago and
way
cold
more.
weather.
You got to have way more energy.
I would have been more okay with the series loss in Chicago than the one at home, but whatever. I mean, again, the bats got to get going. I've said this before. To me, pitchers always have the advantage to start the season, which is why you see lower run games. Like,
can we?
I don't know. I just wondered about the hangover effect because that had to have taken a lot out of them.
Well, let me ask you this: booing the bullpen, what's that taken out of them?
Yeah.
Because Brendan Little got booed again yesterday. Brendan Little, I believe he did lower his ERA to 27 though. No, I'm not kidding.
He did.
He lowered the ERA.
Man, that's a tough spot for him to be in.
It's not a tough spot. It's your damn job. Do your job. Enough.
But there's a guy on second.
Enough.
Like,
I know there is.
Enough.
So
after he gave up the run, he looked even better than he did before. Like, it's in his head now. Like I said, he needs some kind of check. I can keep pointing back to how good he was last year for like 4 months or at least 2 months.
Brendan Little this season.
You're going to need him to get through this year, though, man.
Well, then you're screwed because in 2 1/3, he's allowed 7 earned runs in the first week of the season. Whoa. And he's one of your 2 lefties.
Yeah.
You guys,
That's the problem.
We need to really talk about the lefty bullpen situation they're in. They don't have lefties for a John Schneider coaching staff who wake up in the morning and are giddy at the thought of pulling starters and relievers quickly to get the matchups they want because that's the way they play baseball in Toronto. You don't have lefties in your pen, man. Brendan Little cannot throw for you right now. Fluharty's it. And Lauer, you need him to be like a Cy Young guy this year if you're going to stay afloat.
At least for the first month.
How Ross Atkins let this bullpen start this year is criminal. That's criminal. You have one lefty you can trust. I'm not mad at Schneider.
No.
It's Ross. People are letting Ross off the hook here.
Yeah.
They're letting Ross off the hook. You are asking for a lot of trouble. Find a good lefty mid-season in Major League Baseball. That's like trying to find a good goalie in the National Hockey League in December. Good luck. Good luck with that.
I think Little can find it again. I just don't know if it's here. That was just not a good spot for me because odds are you were going to give up a run there and it ends up costing
when he
him
looks
the
for
game.
it, you know where he can find it? In the outfield is where he finds it. Looks over his shoulder. Brendan Little. Oh, there it is. There's the ball that I should have thrown properly.
Yeah. For a guy who's going through it, though, I did think it's a bit of a tough spot. And you have an off day today.
He's getting booed every time he's out there, Azzo.
No, I know.
This is ridiculous.
Obviously, that's going to affect you.
You think Jay, like a lot of people have come down our throats about being cool with the bullpen. That crowd down there is letting you know.
Go talk
exactly
to that 40,000. Yeah,
like,
no kidding.
Go tell the 40,000 people that are booing Brendan Little every time he goes out there to shut up. Mm-hmm. Tough guy. Go do that. Go do that. Incredible. They don't have lefties in their pen. That I'll critique the Jays on.
For sure.
The loss to the Rockies, it happens. It is what it is. D-Man, Azzo, you're too soft. That's how I know Azzo's making an impact on air. People are hating on Azzo.
But Hoffman looked good yesterday, even though he was missing some pitches. But he still looked good. He looked good.
Again, oddly enough, when he goes in without a run lead, whether it's tied or he has a 3-run lead, he's fine. If you give him a 1-run lead, he craps his pants.
But again,
it's
even I'll counter with, it's the Rockies. He missed some pitches, some locations.
He'll always miss pitches.
No, I know.
It's fine.
And that's the problem.
Yes.
Anyway.
Jamie in the chat.
But there is a role for both these guys. I just, they still got to figure it out.
Jamie in the chat. Alec Manoah's fault. Blame Manoah. We got to give Kevin Gausman some love, though.
Hell yeah.
First pitcher since 1900 with back-to-back 10K no-walk starts in his first 2 starts of the season. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Holy cow.
Unbelievable.
Free agent year for Kevin Gausman.
Although he keeps, I know.
By the way, for anyone who doesn't think pitchers or who don't think pitchers care about the actual wins category, listen to Gausman last night after the game.
Agreed.
They notice it.
I know. I hate when people bring that up.
They notice run support.
Especially in a contract year.
They're humans.
In a contract year, they're going to want to pad those
But
stats.
listen, if Gausman could have 1 win all year and pitch like this and get another $150 million contract. Are you kidding?
No, of course. But when people look, it's like going into arbitration. People are going to say, well, you were this.
Wins. If his numbers across the line per 9 stay exactly where they are,
enough.
He's going to make another 150 to 200 mil this
Actually, he'll make even more
season.
because he keeps saying he's contemplating like retirement and then people have to pay him more to come back.
By the way, they sold 90,000 hot dogs last night. 90,000 hot dogs?
Tuesday, yeah.
What's the actual proper name? Toonie Tuesdays?
Yeah.
Is that the name of it?
Isn't it?
There's no hot dog in the name. It's just Toonie Tuesdays.
Toonie Tuesdays. You know it's about hot dogs. What else is it going to be about?
There was did you read the Toronto Star article on this Toonie Tuesday idea last year? It was excellent.
Really?
I highly recommend it. In terms of what the Jays marketing team have done. And
they put 2 guys in the audience that dress up like hot dogs every week?
Well, you need that. You need every good sporting event needs a mascot. Okay. No, but like what it means for the staff at Rogers Center every Tuesday, it's insane.
Really?
It's insane.
Andrew reminds us because they're having a throwback Tuesday night, so it's 77 cents hot dogs. 77-cent hot dogs. There you go.
Oh, that was a big
In
one last
English.
night. Yes,
Yeah.
77-cent hot dogs.
Yeah. Oh, was that this past week?
Looney dogs. No, it was yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah, it was yesterday. That's a lot of hot, dude. How do you?
oh, Looney Dog Tuesdays. Is it Looney Dog? That's what everyone.
How many
in the chat
people
is
can
saying.
eat like 4, 5, 6 hot dogs legitimately and not miss the rest of the game
Well, have you seen what some parks are doing?
because of the crap?
They're selling you a tray to try and complete that 9 and 9 and 9 innings things where you get 9 hot dogs,
Yeah.
9 beers, and you're supposed to finish it by
I
the end
would
of the
try that on a Friday night where you and I aren't doing a show.
Yeah, but you have to take the tray all at once. I don't want my hot dog and my beer sitting there for like 8 innings.
What, you want a crew of 9 people helping
Oh,
you out?
well, they come every inning and give
What
you
are
a
you,
fresh
some
one.
some oil
Yeah.
oligarch walking through
Yeah,
there?
yeah,
You need
yeah.
to have a staff of 9 people.
Yeah, people are getting on. $2
Get
is too
outta here.
expensive. It's Looney Dog night, boys. Come on. Yeah, I guess we should have known that.
But I have
Toonie Tuesday was a KFC thing. Thank you, Sean.
Yes, sorry. Yes, it was.
That's funny. Which doesn't exist anymore. Inflation has it like $5. on-
You would also have to assume on Looney Dog nights at Rogers Center.
Yeah.
The water bill goes way up.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Like that's not just a win-win for the Jays across the board. I think it's a great promo. It's a terrific
Do
promotion.
people take hot dogs home?
I think you can.
And probably.
What do they don't frisk you on the way out.
No,
I
I
think
know.
you can.
But
Yeah.
you see people get like boxes
Yeah.
full of them and
You
take them
load
to their
up.
seats. I guess.
Dude, it's crazy out in those streets. Get some hot dogs and take them home. Yes,
man.
enjoy them.
We're getting
I
killed for
could-
thinking hot dogs were $2. Sorry.
No,
Okay,
sorry.
Looney
Sorry.
Dog
Looney
days.
dogs. All right.
Looney
all right.
dogs. There you go.
Looney.
Wait
Kevin,
till we tell you what Leafs charge people
yeah.
to do stuff.
if you
Oh
want,
my
if you want
God.
more great deals, go down to Scotiabank in the next little while.
I can't wait for
Kevin,
this. By the
got-
way, here's a tease. I figured out who Pelley wants for GM of the Leafs
and president,
and
because
president.
he's hiring.
No,
He's going to hire 2 people. I guarantee he's hiring 2 people.
I might apply. If I apply for the job, do I have to tell you or no? Do I just disappear one
No,
day?
but you're the mole. Don't tell him we do a show.
I did some
And just
data
go
last
in.
night. I got my data already. I figured out what to pitch.
Oh.
I know it.
You got your dad and stuff.
I got my data and stuff. I
Mhm.
got it already.
All right.
All right.
By the way, somebody just threw Jason Spetz's name out there for the Leafs.
I saw it.
I do have an idea of what this might look like that I think could work.
Okay. Okay. So we'll
And
both
my ideas are never wrong.
we'll share our
ever.
ideas because I have one too.
All right.
So
So
know exactly what they need for the quick retool.
Jays,
Got it all figured out.
Jays were going to play today in Chicago. A lot of rain, so they pushed it to tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern. A little after that, Azzo and I will do a 2-hour show, and the Jays are on the south side of Chicago beginning tomorrow night. Great time of year, Azzo.
It is.
Great time of year. Puck drops, tip-offs, first pitches. When the game is on, you call the shots. Head to betway.ca and bet your way. Must be 19 plus. Play responsibly.
Getting
So
all kinds of suggestions in the chat now. A lot of prongers and spezzas and
well, this is interesting to me because you know a lot of people are about okay, who are the Leafs going to hire, and we'll dive into that a little bit.
Mhm.
I don't think people realize, at least in the short term, Pelley's not dictating anything.
No. I was wondering about this.
It's
too.
Matthews and Nylander.
Oh yeah. Well,
That's who's dictating terms.
I'd even go one less. Well,
No.
no, you're right.
Nope, I
You're right.
disagree.
You're right. Well, he did say pieces. He made it plural. Foundational pieces.
No, he
He did.
named 88 and 90 and 34 as part of his pieces.
Yep. No.
Again, Keith Pelley named everyone except for Morgan Riley when he talked about foundational pieces.
Mhm.
That happened.
So do you agree with that?
Well, let me give the context of this, because earlier today, Jonas Siegel and Chris Johnston, both of whom are on a heater right now for
Amazing.
the Athletic.
Yep.
They're both in the byline here of this Athletic column, and the column reads as follows in terms of the title: William Nylander wants to stick with the Maple Leafs if they retool. So Jonas and Chris managed to track down Willie. How they did that, I'm not really sure.
They just went.
This is an exclusive.
He
for
was
them.
stuck in a corner.
Yeah, let me tee it up. So, because he wasn't made available to talk after the last game, Willie, in terms of the Pelley press conference. He has not spoken since. So, both Jonas Siegel and Chris talked to him, and the conversation we've been having is retool, rebuild. I don't think there's any debate what the Leafs and Pelley want to do. It's a retool. I know he left the door open to have someone convince Pelley to do a rebuild. Azzo, I know you're shaking your head. You don't buy that, do you?
No,
I don't buy that.
Because when you say it how he said it,
that at all.
he didn't leave it for any criticism of the two foundational pieces he's mentioned.
Correct. So again, and I hear a lot of people say, pull a Quinn Hughes. Make a drastic change. As soon as you get a bad feeling, make a move. Austin Matthews and William Nylander have no movement clauses. Quinn Hughes did not. They could have sent Quinn Hughes with Artemis 2 to the moon if they wanted. And there's nothing Hughes could have done about it.
Did you watch that yesterday?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Big rocket.
Yeah. Huge. Did you see the softball player who saw it in the middle of the game?
The softball player.
She was running off the field and she starts pointing. Everybody in the game turns around to look at it.
That's
It's pretty funny.
Okay.
No, it was a good video. It's a funny video.
No tall athletes. Read the news once in a while to see what's going on, because then you'll know what that is. By the way, that's one of the most dangerous things I've ever seen in my life.
It's
that
insane.
Crew.
It's crazy.
That's very dangerous what they're doing. Deeper into space than any other human.
You don't know if you're coming back. Yeah.
Deeper into space than any other human.
I agree.
Ever.
No.
Whoa.
It sounds just like this Leaf situation.
Some would argue Keith Pelley's taking the Leafs in the same direction.
Exactly.
So, okay, back to the story here. William Nylander spoke to Chris Johnson and Jonas Siegel. And William Nylander said he wants to stay a Leaf. He has 6 years left on his deal, no movement clause, $11.5 million on the cap. One of the best hitters, power forwards in the game. I'm kidding. So Nylander said he wants to stay, but then he said this, quote, unless it was a full rebuild and we were going to get rid of everybody, then it's a different story. Then you take that conversation then about moving on. But just to do a retool or whatever, I don't even know. But I mean, I still want to be here. Yeah. I didn't think Nylander clips could read as funny as they sound, but they do. And that's with Chris and Jonas cleaning it up. Words are hard.
I told you, that's how they got him to talk. He was trapped. The door wouldn't open or something. It was a push.
So then Nylander was asked, when's the last time he talked to Brad Treliving about this situation? Nylander said this. We talked just before the deadline. Brad said that he doesn't want to rebuild or anything. He just wants to retool and stuff. That sounded fine for me. It's like technology and stuff, but different. Keep in mind, Brad Treliving's no longer there. But I think the message of retooling is still very relevant. Then Jonas and Chris spoke about Austin Matthews' future to William Nylander and wondered out loud to Willie, does Matthews' decision impact your decision? Here's what Nylander said after taking 3 minutes to understand the question. I mean, I haven't really thought about it like that or that far. Once they just told me rebuilding is not what they want to do, like try to keep winning here or try to start winning Stanley Cups, if that point in time comes, then I'll think about that then. I don't really know what that means, to be honest with you. And that's them cleaning up the quote. One of the great thespians of our time, William Nylander. Finally, about retooling and how quickly you can do it. This is what Willie said. You just look at Boston this year. They were not in the playoffs last year, and they're having a pretty good season so far. What happened this year was super frustrating and rattling, though. I lost 3 brain cells reading that. But William Nylander, long story short, in that Athletic article today by Jonas and CJ.
Exclusive to the Athletic.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Nylander wants to stay, but if things get hairy, he wants out. And the great thing for the Leafs is if he wants out, he will dictate all terms. He will tell you where he's going. The Leafs have no say. Unless Nylander or Matthews decide to be kind and show grace. And as we know, William Nylander, who once sat out half a season in a contract holdout, really cares about the Toronto Maple Leafs. Really cares. Those quotes, hell of a job from CJ and Siegel, by the way.
2 of my faves to read.
So what do you take? To me, that just reinforces the retool feel inside. Like, I think there are many reasons why Pelley threw that out.
Oh,
Like, he thinks they're foundational pieces, but the quiet part, which he can't say out loud, is we're not in control of trading these guys even if we want to. Like, is that how you take it?
let me ask you one thing. Why are they foundational pieces? Because of the contracts they have and the money you're paying them? Is that what he's looking at, or is he watching what's on the
You mean Pelley?
Yeah.
Pelley, I think Pelley.
What's he basing
Pelley is
foundational
aware.
pieces?
Let me tell you. Pelley is aware that there's nothing in the system. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. Because I guarantee you, if there was something in the system that could have helped them in December, they would have been up here.
Yeah, for sure.
So, or they would have started the year here, especially with Marner out. So, I think the one thing Pelley does grasp, because I think enough people have told him, there is nothing coming up the pipeline prospect wise or help wise.
That's not hard to grasp.
So like, you have to call them foundational because there's no other bits of concrete underneath that foundation. It's like you have 2 feet of concrete and then nothing. There's no plywood. There's nothing underneath it. So that's what I think he means by foundational. I was
thinking maybe he was looking at how much he's paying them, and they have to be a foundational piece because look what we're paying them, and look how long we have them signed for.
Well, that 6 years is a long time. Yeah.
Well, 6 years could be a full rebuild, and you could still be here on the back end of it.
Like, I think I'd say I still, there's no way they're rebuilding.
No,
there's no way they're rebuilding. JD in the chat, can you imagine being a Leaf fan? Man, Habs relic might be a little shaded in terms of the loyalty. Pelley is out of touch with reality.
No, actually, that's pretty accurate.
That's pretty good. Pelley's not getting a lot of love in this chat. I'm going to tell you right now.
I don't think he's getting a lot of love everywhere. We've been listening to other shows and that. Like, again, I just think that came off wrong. And you're kind of saying, I'm going to leave it up to the good hockey minds, but I'm kind of telling you what I want.
But those quotes from Willie, like, we're now building the case. It's not just speculation anymore.
No.
There's no way they're rebuilding this. They either A, they're scared of what's on the other side, or B, they know they can't move these guys even if they want to. They're all very comfortable here.
Time out. To your point that he held out for that contract, when he signed an 8-year, I'm sorry, man, you got to be here for the rebuild. No offense. Like, I'm saying, half of me thinks, can we tell him it's a rebuild and trade him for something better that can help us retool? Who cares? Lie to the guy.
But to me, a rebuild means asset acquisition.
Yeah, of course.
Like, that's all I'm thinking about. I'm not saying William Nylander couldn't help another team. Obviously, he can. He has offensive skill. I respect no other part of his game, nor how he speaks. Yeah. But he has offensive skill. And there are teams all over the league who would look at that, maybe not at 11-5 a year.
Exactly.
But, like, they'd look at that and say, yeah, we could use some of that. We could, like, Columbus is saying that. I think all kinds of teams are saying that.
He has to be on a good team that inspires him to play every day, because we know he just shuts it down.
No, but let the inspiration be someone else's.
No, I agree.
Because you're not inspiring this.
100%.
He is an idiot who flipped a bird to a TSN camera. I don't want to hear about motivation and leadership from William Nylander. If it were up to me, I've been very clear on this show, that guy would be on the next plane out of town. And keeping him, I keep hearing about culture and this and that.
He doesn't help.
What is this guy doing for your culture?
He's making it worse.
What is he doing for your culture? So we're going to hear Keith Pelley talking about the vertical and horizontal access and the pillars, and if they're not connected here, they need to be connected there, and the X and Y,
But that's my point on the contract, though, to what you just said, is he wanted 8 years at the most money he can have, and now 2 years in, he's talking about, well, if you're going to rebuild him out, like, it tells you who he is.
No, but hold on. That's a great point. The only angle where I will defend Matthews and Nylander on
Matthews
this,
to me is different.
Let me finish.
Okay.
The only way I'm going to defend them both is when you sign that contract and when you've been told we are going to compete, we are here for this, we're re-signing all the guys. They are under the pretense they are signing those contracts to compete for a championship.
But Matthews only signed 4 years. He wouldn't sign 8 years.
But even at that money, that is the feel. You're not signing 13.25 to rebuild. That's not how that works in their mind. Like,
I know.
I'm just telling you what they were told in the moment. And you'd be dumb as an organization if you're going to go the other way, which I don't think they will. But if you're going to go the other way, to not feel them out and see what is the deal. Because if you're going the other way, then your organizational focus has completely changed and you need assets. That's where I'm going down.
No,
the road
I
on
know,
it.
but as a foundational piece, like Matthews is putting you more in a spot because he can bend you over in a year and hold you more to it. Williams here, he wanted the 8 years. He wanted the most money.
Nylander one day will do the same thing.
Yeah, but 6 years down the road, like that's his fault for signing 8. Like you said, he wanted all the money. To me, it just tells you who he is.
I think either guy disinterested, regardless of contract length, can do some serious damage to your organization.
Right.
So whether it's 2 years, whether it's 6 years.
Yeah, but Matthews is the one who's more important because he's about to walk for nothing way quicker.
Matthews, here's the problem with Matthews, and it dawned on me yesterday. What part of Austin Matthews' public stance in this city, and maybe I'm wrong on this, leads you to believe if the Leafs square him up and say, we need a definitive answer on what you want to do, that he's going to give it to them?
You're not getting it.
You're not getting it.
You're not getting it. I agree with you.
He will kick this can down the road because he's learned from the best, the Toronto Maple Leafs, about kicking down the road. He will kick this can down the road and one day wake up and have it leak to Saravelli or Fried or whoever that he's looking to go to free agents.
Yeah, and all I'm saying is I give him credit because he wouldn't sign the 8 years like everybody wanted him to. He signed 4 because he said maybe I can leave him 4. Willie wanted, to your point, he's a selfish player. He wanted as much term and as much money as he could get. And now after 2 years, if it's not going to be a good team, I want out. Like that's the culture you don't want around this team to me. That's the only point I'm trying to make.
Why? But if I'm it's funny how you and I are looking at it. I don't want a player here who wants to be here during a rebuild.
Okay. No, I get that too.
That scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Why do you want that?
No.
Like, I think
because you still need something, man.
But rebuilds are listen, rebuilds are ugly.
But having that player can help you rebuild quicker.
And this team's going to need more than one player.
No, I agree with you on that too. But
I just kept hearing.
I just don't think he's a foundational piece either.
I agree with you. They think he's a foundational
piece. I put the goalies
now
ahead of him in terms of foundational pieces, without a doubt. Because they're the ones who's going to have to say, if you have good goalies, you can compete in this.
I just kept hearing Pelley talk about culture a couple days ago.
No, this guy hurts.
For a long time in that press conference, Pelley talked about culture. What is William Nylander doing to your culture?
You're getting no argument from him.
What the hell are you getting from 88? You're getting fingers in broadcast cameras. You're getting a guy who will not dive into any scrum for a teammate, a guy who will not throw a hit, a guy who checks out constantly. Culture?
I agree.
And you think William Nylander is a foundational piece?
Mm-hmm. No,
we need to start drug testing people in this city, because what I'm hearing is nuts. But what do I know? I just watch games. I'm sure Pelley does. Foundational piece also came up yesterday. The Leafs have a game tonight, by the way. The Leafs are in San Jose tonight.
They're still playing?
I mean, Macklin Celebrini, 4-point night last night.
Dude, crazy.
How many points does Celebrini get against the Leafs tonight?
Celebrini
goes for Daryl Sittler's 10-point game record.
And then that would make him tie, I believe, the Sharks' all-time points in a season. Isn't it 115? He's getting close.
Was that Thornton?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think he's at what, 105 now? I think 115 is the record for the Sharks.
Celebrini is going to destroy their ass tonight. Destroy their ass tonight. But in terms of, because now Pelley said some things that if you're not in line with, you're not continuing with the organization. Data is one. AI is another. Foundational pieces. If you're not spitting that line back at Pelley in job interviews, you're dead. You're dead. You're not staying with MLSE.
You're not getting a second interview.
Guess who agreed with all the foundational pieces yesterday in San Jose? Guess who agreed? Craig Berube, come on down. Play the clip.
No, of course I believe that because I've seen it. Yeah. Now, it's been a down year, and we all know that, and we had to be better, and we weren't. We didn't. There's different things, but these foundational players have done it for a while here, so there's no reason they can't keep doing it. They need support. 100% they need support. The team needs to play as a unit in a team. It's not just all on them. And that's everybody, goalies, everybody, coaches. So that's what makes it go.
When you say support, you mean different role players, or what do you mean?
Well, just like they can't just do it themselves. Like, they need the team. It needs, everybody needs to be part of it and help bring it along. It's not just on 3 or 4 guys or whatever you're talking about It's on everybody. Like it's a team. That's how you have success in this league.
Craig Berube thinks there's too much pressure on the core. Now, Craig Berube, I think, is gone very soon. But hey, Craig Berube agrees with the foundational pieces of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Sounded like he was talking about a structure.
Maybe pillars?
Yeah.
Was he talking about horizontal pillars or vertical
You need
pillars?
both, Sid. You need both.
You need both.
Which, by the way, is a cage, isn't it? Like you're trapped in a cage. If you have pillars going both ways.
Since 1967.
Yeah, right?
Leaf fans have been trapped in a cage.
At least for the last decade. I'll give you that.
Yep. By the way, when I think data-driven, I think Craig Berube.
You want me to tell you who I think Pelley
Right.
wants? Or who he needs? He needs the Wizard of Oz to be the GM of this team. He was one of the first guys ever I've seen on a computer. He needs somebody who can give this team brains, which is hockey IQ, courage to stand up for their captain, and heart, which we've never seen in the playoffs in a decade. He needs a Wizard of Oz as like president or GM of this team.
And the cowardly line to tell the team when it's time to go to put them up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because that's what you have to instill in this team if you're going to retool it.
The Leafs need to go down the yellow brick road
I was thinking,
and
like,
meet the wizard.
that's what my data last night told me on this team. They
And
need
that-
heart, they need brains, they need courage, and they need somebody hitting on a computer behind a curtain, telling them what to do.
What an analogy. And when you pull the curtain back, it's Mike Gillis. Mike Gillis is behind the curtain.
It's true. It's
What-
starting to scare me.
what
And then
an
you can even ride the bike afterwards with the players after the game.
And if you want to walk down the yellow brick road at MLSC,
Dude.
it's $3,000 per kid. $3,000.
We'll get
You want to
that.
walk down the
Yeah.
yellow brick road?
We'll
They'll charge you $3,000 each.
You'll understand that later.
That's a great analogy.
Right? Like, that's
I
what
have,
this team
I have
needs.
nothing to come over the top of it. It's pretty good.
Dude,
Um,
they need all of that. Like,
now-
you have to instill that.
Do I believe Berube is going to get this job? Absolutely not. But Berube is trying to play along here, despite the fact he hates William Nylander. He hates William Nylander. But now he's a foundational piece.
But in all seriousness,
Now he's a foundational
until
piece.
they find this new GM, like, how much are they missing off on scouting? Like, I mean, they don't have first round draft picks. So who cares?
Marchenko in the chat. Glinda is also a free agent. Go get her for the Leafs.
But like,
wow.
are they missing? Like, also they're wasting time now on doing analysis of stuff or scouting guys, and like, you could miss out on a good coach if somebody else scoops them up because you don't have a GM. Like, it's all like, I don't
No,
know,
but the
it's-
coach. But here's what I think needs to. I am staying solid on the take that I think there is a young coach in Canadian junior hockey out there who's ready
Okay.
for this. I do. I believe this.
But they won't go that way for a retool, will they? They won't. They can't.
Why not?
Because
So-
you want
so-
somebody established who
so
can get 'em
never
back.
in the history of the National Hockey League has a coach gotten.
No, Knobloch. did.
Has any team hired a first year coach?
No,
It's
for sure.
never happened.
Yeah.
It's never
And
happened.
maybe that Austin will like that. Okay, no, you've changed my mind. Okay.
Like I find that difficult to believe. If you have experience above them, that's different. I think you can ride that out. But
Well,
don't tell me there's not a smart
No, I
kid
agree.
somewhere in junior hockey in this country, American, Canadian, from Europe. I don't care where they're from, who knows how to talk to this generation of kids.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, don't tell me that.
But to me, what does MLSE want? Like, as corporate Azle here, what are they going to say? They're going to want name recognition in that coach. That's what Pelley wants. You're going to tell me differently?
I don't think Pelley knows what Pelley wants. If
I
I'm
mean,
being
didn't
honest.
they? Yeah, I was going to say, didn't they kind of try that with Keefe? Like, he didn't help this core.
Here's what I'm thinking about. Here's the Chris Pronger thing I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh yeah, he's making the rounds, huh? I
Yes.
mean, he's promoting a book.
He's got a
too.
book, yeah. But here's a world, and I know Leaf fans have some negative muscle memory in this idea, but hear me out. Because once upon a time, Mark Hunter and Kyle Dubas were in the same front office in the Toronto Maple Leafs organization. Two different guys, right? And Dubas wins the power play, and the rest is kind of history. The rest is first round elimination history.
Yeah.
And if data is going to be front and center in Keith Pelley's mind, and after 5 games with TFC, he clearly thinks he's turned TFC around with data after 5 games. I see no harm if you're going to have a data-driven GM in the room. Why not have a Chris Pronger in the room as well?
Of course. Yep.
A Hall of Fame defenseman who doesn't hate on data, from what I can tell, But like, I would love that to and fro between a data guy and Pronger in a room. Respectfully.
You need a mix.
I don't need knock him out, drag him out fights. But spirited debate.
Yeah. Like we have here.
Great minds.
Like we do here every
Great
day.
minds going at it. Like I like, there's a part of me that doesn't mind that idea. And I hope they don't shut the door on a young coach.
I agree.
I hope they don't, or a coach is an assistant somewhere or in the AHL paying their dues on a bus. There are good coaches out there, man. There are, who deserve a chance, who would love this type of opportunity. Love it. And I don't mind a retread as a president of hockey ops. By the way, Mike Gillis is a far more interesting guy than I remember. I read there was Patrick Johnston of the Vancouver Sun had a great column on him the other day. The guy, Gillis has done a lot of work in his life to learn as much as he can about a lot of sports stuff. Now, he also hasn't been in the league since 2014.
Which says, yeah.
Well, and because I've heard his personality is, how do you say, edgy. But he's an interesting guy. Anyway, my point is, experience up top, I understand. Pelley needs someone. Pelley does not know what he's doing as president of a hockey team. And I'm convinced he thought he could be. I'm convinced. But now reality is set in. And Pelley's a little too close to the fire, and he wants to remove himself a little bit. Experience at the top. Whoever the GM is needs to be good with the president. We can't have the backbiting. Can't do that anymore. Young coach. Have a guy like Pronger. Don't give him the official title. But if you're going to go data-driven in the executive room, a guy like Pronger to bounce things off of, I like that idea. I really like that idea.
Okay.
And we just fixed the Leafs.
So, but no, to your point, I want to hit on all of them. You'd think with 6 AGMs, one of them could be like that Chris Pronger type. Like they have 6 AGMs, assistant
That's
GMs.
probably too many AGMs. Yes.
But can't one of them be like a Pronger type guy who knows? And by the way, Pronger, who also sat out and forced his way out of town at one point, so he understands some of these players.
Yeah, so he can fight back on it.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Agreed.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I like the Pronger idea.
Oh yeah.
And whether it's a coach, a GM, a data guy, you need something out of the box. You can't just go to all 3 of those levels: president, GM, coach, where it's all recycle, rethread guys. I'm with you on that. One of them has to be something new and something different. And I think with this team, you've tried a number of coaches.
Like if Brandon Pridham becomes the GM of the Toronto
He
Maple
won't.
Leafs,
He can't.
I am going to punch myself in the face with a hammer. Like the Leafs now have to face the reality. Like this is what a real organization does at this point. Even in a retool, this isn't working. This structure isn't working. This vertical and horizontal pillar isn't working. Maybe having 6 GMs isn't working. Just throwing it out there. Maybe it's not. And if you want to get the organization leaner, then make a move.
Yep. Yeah, that's one of the positions maybe you can cut. Like, come on. Anyways, and I'm with you, Pelley, too. I think he thought he could do it, especially coming in, getting rid of the couple of presidents that were there. Because what do we all hear, right? There was supposed to be one president job for all that MLSE.
True.
And it was basically him and Shapiro. And right now, Shapiro's lapping him. But he does need to step back and give this to somebody who can do what they do hockey-wise.
Hyper Bear in the chat. Gillis has more bad signings and contract extensions than Treliving. Look at his Vancouver days.
Man.
I'm not saying he's perfect. There's a reason Mike Gillis has not been in the National Hockey League since 2014. I'm aware. But I'm maybe it's me being a little older. I'm not going to dump on the crew as soon as they come in. I don't care who this is.
No.
Leaf fans, I know you're frustrated. I know you didn't like what you heard 2 days ago. Neither did I. Give them a shot, okay? None of the people coming in handed out these contracts and these non-competes and didn't draft anybody. They didn't do any of that. Let them come in and try and Swiffer their way out of it. Like just hate on Pelley if you want to hate on Pelley. There will be more reasons to do so. Watch the end of this Raptors season. There'll be plenty of reasons to do that. But in terms of the new people, there's got to be some grace. And that's coming from me. This is the worst. In terms of the job ahead of you, there is not a worse situation in the National Hockey League aside from Vancouver. And I mean that. In terms of prospects, non-competes, no trades. Maybe there's some non-competes in there too. Like draft picks, there's not a worse situation in the league outside of Vancouver. Doesn't exist. This team has to be given time. Now, if they're retooling, maybe they're not going
right. And then that puts a guy in a pressure situation to make moves maybe he wouldn't typically make. But to your point about Gillis going and learning as much as he can, talk to Montreal about hiring somebody outside the box who didn't really have experience, or Edmonton, or Bill Zito was a sports agent at one point.
Yep.
Who had no managerial
correct
experience. Like,
Correct.
look how he's turned out. So why not take a chance on a guy like that?
Yep.
I'm with you on that. Learn as much as you can, and those are the guys who usually succeed.
Scorpio Canuck in the chat. Raptors are fine, Sid. There's the segue. We're going to get back to the Leafs in a second. We have a lot to talk about.
A lot of people asking about Pelley's eyewear for some reason. It's weird.
Yeah, we'll get to that too. You have no idea the Leaf content we still have.
Oh my God.
You have no idea. Settle in till 2 Eastern because we're here.
It's been an hour already.
I know.
All right.
You know what our problem is? Like, we're too good on air, and an hour feels like 10 minutes. All right, the Raptors embarrassed themselves last night. I don't know how else to say this. Like, I was going to hold off on this and get to the rest of the Leafs. I want to get to this now.
100%.
So, the Raptors, 2 nights ago, they're in Detroit. Detroit, the previous night, were in Oklahoma. Do you know how messed up an Oklahoma-Detroit back-to-back is? Thank you, NBA schedulers, for that. Detroit were screwed on that. Raptors lost in Detroit, but the Raptors now, they have the 19 and 57 at the time. Let me get that right. Sacramento Kings waiting for Toronto last night. Waiting for them. DeMar DeRozan was so tired after the pregame of slapping hands with friends and media before the game. He had like 2 points in the first half. He was exhausted. And then he goes off and scores nearly 30 in the second half, DeMar DeRozan. The Sacramento Kings, who began tanking at opening tip this season and are the worst team in the Western Conference, and to say that this year is quite the accomplishment, went into Toronto last night. Toronto looking to lock down a top 6 place in the East and avoid the play-in tournament. The Raptors gave up 123 points to the Sacramento Kings. And not only 123 points, DeMar DeRozan turned back the clock. He's now 17th all-time in points. And you made Precious Achiuwa look like Wemby, the guy you discarded. Jakob Poeltl had 5 boards. Thanks for showing up, Yak. The whole team yacked last night. Scotty Barnes was awful. Awful. And after the game, listen, the Raptors are this close to like playing one play-in game and having their season end. I have never been in a market where a team is the fan base is less excited about a playoff run in my life. There's not one person in the city of Toronto who expects a damn thing from the Raptors in the postseason. Should they even get there? They're now 7th in the East. Top 6 get in automatically. So I don't know what that was. Like, Jamal Shed played well for you last night, and you couldn't get it together. I can't explain to you properly how bad Scotty Barnes was last night. Bad. Now there's no Ingram, there's no Quickly. I get it, but the Kings hate basketball. They hate playing, and you couldn't beat them last night. The Kings are now 20 and 57. So after the game, Darko had an annoyingly normal press conference and media availability where he's like, yeah, you know, it was rebounding. Thanks, Darko. Appreciate it. Thank you. He also went down the road of, you know, we're learning how to play together as a team that hasn't been in the playoffs before. We're learning. I was so annoyed at Darko's sound, I'm not going to play it for you. But here's what we're going to do. Enter RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett sat there for close to 3.5 minutes after the game. I have never seen or heard a Raptor this pissed since Sam Mitchell and his 0-0-0-0 box score rant in Denver, partially aimed at Andrea Bargnani back in the day. RJ Barrett was not having this last night after the game. Back-to-backs, whatever. So Azzo is going to start playing this clip. And when I raise up my hand like I was in grade 5 back in school, Azzo, just pause it.
As you should, every time you want to talk.
And then you and I can jump in. Yeah. And the chat can jump in. The start of this, though, Michael Grange asks a very good question. You can hear it clear as day in the clip. I think RJ spends close to 10 seconds collecting his thoughts, and then he starts talking. The first part of this clip is as uncomfortable, and it wasn't aimed at Grange. Grange was doing his job and doing it well. RJ was disgusted at what he just saw from his team. This is Barrett postgame last night. Michael Grange of Sportsnet, the first voice you hear.
Given the situation, what's sort of the most disappointing thing about a loss like that?
We're tied for the plan now, I think, something like that. So,
So what you just heard was him scratching his head. I am a serial scratching my header when I'm pissed. Serial. It's my tell. He was furious last night. Furious. Continue anytime Jeff has a party.
It's a game we're supposed to win. Give them credit. They played hard. They've been playing well over this past little stretch for them. So, yeah, you come to a game. Precious has 22 and 19. Can't let him, things like that. They had a lot of offensive rebounds tonight. Our fight just wasn't where it needed to be from the beginning of the game. I think us being in like some early foul trouble kind of made us be less aggressive. But we gotta understand that we can't lose the aggressiveness at that point. We gotta stay there, just do it without fouling.
Darko was kind of saying that,
Like it got awkward with the questions too. Like there clearly there was something in the air in that media room.
Definitely.
Like it's undeniable.
Because have you mentioned it was a home game? Like those guys played that badly at home with the energy of the crowd and everything.
Do you want to know what happened last night? DeMar DeRozan in the second half, bucket and low five people in the front row that he knew, friends of his.
I mean, Precious and DeMar, revenge game. But DeMar was like making a bucket, and it's like, there's Nav, and there's this person I know, and there's this person he didn't care. Nope.
He didn't care. DeMar DeRozan was toying with them. Continue anytime, Jeff.
this is a process. This is a group that hasn't really been together for a playoff run together before. And, how would you say?
There was a part of that as Grange is asking that question. I need to explain to the listening audience and to you watching. When Grange just said, Darko was saying there's an element where you guys haven't played with each other before. RJ Barrett starts shaking his head. So we can't play the video on YouTube and X. He starts shaking his head. It's one of the most interesting moments of this Raptor season to me.
Right.
He's shaking his head at Grange saying, you guys haven't played much together before, and there's not, in terms of a playoff run, there is a level to the players in that room that have kind of figured Darko out, I think. Nice man, should be an assistant coach. Nice man, should be an assistant coach. Wanted to get that in, as o anytime.
You guys are doing in that process so far?
Been doing well. We have a solid record, but it's nights like these where, this is a game we're supposed to win no matter what. And process or no process, we can't lose this game. Just straight up what it is. And we had some, CMB played well for us tonight, but just from top to bottom, we got to play better. Jamal played good. Sandro, we got to play better as a unit. And
Did he mention Scotty there? He didn't really mention Scotty there.
No.
He was giving praise to some people.
Yep.
No, because I'm legitimately asking. Did I miss it?
I didn't hear it.
Okay. Maybe if he did, the chat will correct us, I'm sure. But I didn't hear Scotty mention at all.
It'd be a tough night to give Scotty some credit.
Well, I think that's part of the issue too.
Well, I mean, we can get to this after. I think that falls on Darko too. Because Scotty's buying a little bit too much into this PowerPoint thing. There were times last night where he was in like an ISO and he passed the ball off.
Hold that thought.
Yeah,
I like that.
that's what I said.
Continue, please.
5 turnovers. I can't have 5 turnovers, man. This is just, I don't know. This one's pretty frustrating. We've been playing well. We've been fighting hard all year. So you want to get the reward of making it.
He's about to get angry. I just want to give you a heads up. I don't know how many seconds we are away from it, because he was asked a question about urgency, and then he started to kind of raise his voice a little, and I completely understand it. So let's listen for that coming up. Go ahead.
And fighting for a championship. So nights like tonight definitely hurt, especially when we know how much work we put in. But we got 6 more games. So I think over these next 6 games, we'll show and prove who we are. This loss didn't create urgency. There's been urgency, and I think that's part of why tonight's frustrating. It's because we know what it is. We know how close this race is. And especially now after tonight, if we don't come out and fight with everything that we got for these next couple games, we got to play like our life depends on it.
Okay, that's it. Cleaton in the chat. RJ's a real one. Yes, he is.
He's from here. This means something to him. And he fought back from injury this year, and he's been playing his ass off since he got back from injury.
A guy who's been in every trade rumor for the Raptors the last 2 years.
And he's paraded out there. He's meant to talk to the press almost after every game.
Yes.
So he's allowed to do that in my books. He's been playing his ass off since he got back from injury.
I feel, because right now I think if the season ended today, the Raptors play Charlotte in the first play-in game. The winner of that one would automatically get a playoff spot. I think the 7th seed. Charlotte's been one of the best teams in the league this calendar year.
Can I say something? I think this team deserves to be and should be in the playing games now.
100%.
Because I think that'll tell you more than if they go into a first-round series against any of those top teams where they might get swept.
Yes.
We'll see what Darko can do in a time when they have a chance, and it comes down to it. All of that, I'm fine with them in the play-in now. Because I think you'll learn more about this team and who they really are, rather than if they go up against Cleveland, Boston, or New York, any of those teams.
Flippin' A in the chat. Rap's still missing something to make it to the next level. I think they're missing a few things.
Yeah, I agree.
And
by the way,
listen, I understand back-to-backs are back-to-backs. It wasn't an OKC Detroit back-to-back. It was Detroit Toronto. You've done it before.
Detroit used to be a home game for them.
Yes, you've done it before. Jalen Duren is not on the court killing you. Like, he's stayed in Detroit. So you're taking on Precious Achiuwa, who you got rid of.
Who had 19 rebounds. You know what the starting 5 had? 20.
It's pathetic. That's with CMB out there.
Yep.
Wow.
So I don't think it was the 5 turnovers, RJ. I think it was the rebounding that cost you.
You know what? You know what bothers me the most about Darko? I'm going to lay this out there very simply. And we've seen this numerous times this season. The last 2 seasons for Darko, I almost want to give him a pass. Those were messed up seasons. Injuries. Like, it didn't. I think people forget the situation he was in the last couple of seasons. But I'm talking this season. I have lost track of the amount of times a guy went on a heater against the Raptors and Darko couldn't do a thing defensively about it. Couldn't call a timeout, couldn't set a different defense, couldn't set a different rotation. Like, DeMar DeRozan in the second half scored 26 points.
Insane.
Doing the same thing he's always done. You as a head coach couldn't break that up? Couldn't get in his kitchen a little bit? That's where Darko's small time. That can't happen. What's James Harden going to do to you again if you meet him? What's Cat going to do to you? What's Brunson going to do to you? What's OG going to do to you? What's Donovan Mitchell going to do to you? What's Evan Mobley going to do to you? Like, what are you trying to get accomplished here? It looks small time. And a guy well past his prime. Well past his prime. You made him look like Anthony Edwards. Coach your team up a bit here, bud. Play some defense. Throw a second unit out there. I don't care what you do. Try something. Scotty Barnes was dying to get benched last night. He was asking for it. He's running around there flailing. Darko is not the guy. Okay? He's not the guy. This Eastern Conference, you could have had it way earlier and set yourself up way better. To be schooled by Achua and DeRozan on your home court and then have DeMar walk around the entire lower bowl and high-five everyone.
Did you hear Russ in the post when DeMar was giving his post?
No.
Russ walks by him and goes, somebody tell him the game started at 8, not 9. It was amazing. And it's true. But I'm with you on Dark. And again, dude, like, can we just talk about there's 6 games left in the season? What do you mean you haven't played together? What do you mean you're still seeking an identity? This team doesn't know who they are.
Darko is scared out of his mind. He's about to be fired. Pelley's on a heater. You think Darko's safe? You think Darko's safe? He is on a heater. I have no idea what Bobby Webster thinks of Darko Rajakovic. None. Bobby's running the show. You can't have this. The kid in the chat, Darko, next coach of the Leafs. Why not?
But
why not?
Pelley gave them all the confidence at that Leafs presser. Again, so bizarre.
I just couldn't. That's not one you can just hold your tongue on.
No.
I'm sorry.
I haven't seen it. Like, with 6 games left and you're about to make whether it's a play-in or the play-in, this team doesn't know who they are. And again, like, I don't know if he's pushing this PowerPoint stuff on Scotty too much. It was ridiculous how he gave up the ball sometimes last night.
He still got his 10 assists, though, didn't he?
I believe so. But
Scotty, yeah, he got 4.
But then at the end of the game, he
was
all of a sudden one take shots.
Look.
I don't know what Darko's telling to him to make him that way.
Snackatoba writes, MLSC did not see the Kings train coming.
Very good.
Well played.
That's the chat.
Well played.
That's the leading candidate.
I'm not letting that go. That is an awful result. Smarten up. We're in April. Figure it out.
At home, I would write a strongly worded letter to MLSE wanting my money back for last night.
What
is ridiculous?
What is Pelley thinking if the Raptors and the Leafs don't get in the playoffs this year? He better hope Josh Sargent scores 10 goals for TFC. He better pray.
And the Argos win another Gary Cup. Right. Let's go.
Yep, the Argos. Tip of everyone's tongue. Okay, let's go back to the Leafs here. Speaking of Pelley. Oh. Don't show it yet, Azo.
No.
I have an early candidate for tweet of the year in the city of Toronto, specifically the sports scene. And I want to give David Alter of the Hockey News a lot of credit on this. Because not many people realize this was going on, but David is a specifics guy.
He really is.
And he's a good reporter, and I like David a lot. And he put out a tweet that I have not stopped thinking about. And this is the tweet. Just realized Keith Pelley's glasses perfectly color coordinate with the backdrop he speaks in front of in terms of press conferences. So for the listening audience, David Alter put 3 pictures up. In one TFC press conference, red background, red glasses. Raptors press conference, I'm assuming that's the Masai or Bobby Webster one. I think it's a Masai one, actually. Black backdrop, generally. Black glasses. Maple Leafs press conference. Blue backdrop. Blue glasses. Priorities, Azo. Priorities.
Accessorizing.
Now, if some of you are looking at this and saying, well, that's just a coincidence. Do you have that Gear Joyce picture from the, there you go. This is from a 2024 column that Gear Joyce wrote about Keith Pelley after he just got the job, I guess. And he's wearing like 4 different types of glasses on his head. I think Keith likes glasses.
Well, and they match perfect. Like, that's Maple Leaf blue. Yeah. There's no doubt.
100%. And can I tell you a comment someone said to me when Keith was running Rogers? But there was also
Please.
there was a lot of people with a similar look in Rogers. By look, I mean the glasses.
Yeah.
Someone said to me, who I hold dear to my heart, if you want to get a promotion at Sportsnet, wear glasses.
So next GM's going to have glasses.
I guarantee
the
you.
president.
The GM will. I don't know if the president's going to wear glasses.
Oh, the president has to.
No.
Hire guy must have glasses.
The GM guy's the data guy.
All right.
If the GM guy's the data guy in MLSE.
Fair point.
Hold on, because that horizontal pillar has to match with the vertical pillar. The horizontal pillar needs glasses. I think the president of hockey ops doesn't necessarily, because more of an old school guy, right? Maybe he doesn't need glasses like that.
Like, do you wear Maple Leaf blue glasses when you go to the interview? Hey, Dubas fits.
MIF in the chat. Did you get the promotion? No, I did not get the promotion at Sports.
I think that's pretty clear. I think that's very clear that he did not.
No. Leaving Sportsnet in 2021 was the decision I made.
Dubas wears glasses.
I'm now rooting for I'm now rooting for Dubas to get the job back
Me too.
and pull a John Gibbons and come back.
Why not?
Why not, Pop? Why not?
Although he bring all his draft picks from Pittsburgh that he's accumulated?
He brings Spezza. He brings all of them back.
There you go. President and GM. President and GM.
Why not?
Huh?
Chris in the chat.
Dude, that would be your Shapiro Atkins thing. If it's Dubas and Spezza.
Chris Pronger looks great in glasses.
Oh,
according to Chris
actually, he does. That's a good point. That's a great point.
We need glasses. Going to kick asses with glasses. That's the new slogan. Yep.
The hashtag for 2020.
I'm starting 2 things today. Kick asses with glasses and the Pelley plan.
Nice.
The Pelley plan. That's what this is.
Okay.
Brought to you by the Leaf Stanley Cup win. Brought to you by Hakeem Optical.
It's a good sponsor.
Yep.
And he likes bringing in money, right?
Can you show the David Alter tweet one more time for me? Is that not the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen in your life? Like, just priorities, right? Priorities.
Given that,
like, any fan cares about that at home. Like any MLSC consumer cares.
To be honest,
about
I'd probably do
way.
it. I won't lie. I'd probably do it.
Get out of here. You would.
But the fact that none of those teams are in a great spot right now.
Come on.
Yeah. I like accessorizing. Why not? Dude. Anyway.
Um,
I bet you the watch in his battery work, or
maybe.
the battery in his watch works.
Low blow. Too soon, Azza. Michael in the chat. Pelley didn't like Treliving's glasses, not colorful enough. That was the problem.
That's a great point.
That's a great point.
That's a great point.
That's a great point. That's the Pelley plan in full effect.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Pelley plan's going to take off? I'm starting Pelley plan today.
I like it.
It's easier to say than Shanna plan.
Yeah. It
significantly
definitely is.
easier. It's shorter.
But do we have to wait for him to hire somebody to know what the Pelley plan is?
Well, that's the problem. He doesn't know what the Pelley plan is.
Right.
That's what puts us in a difficult position.
I almost made that a title of one of our pods lately.
Pelley plan?
Yeah.
Hold that thought. We might use it one day.
Yeah.
Not a good week for Keith Pelley.
No.
Jonas Siegel dropped a hammer on him among all the things going on with the Leafs right now.
Like you said, Jonas has been on a heater.
Man, he's good. So Jonas Siegel of The Athletic put out an article in the middle of all of this stuff. Was it yesterday?
Yep.
About all the cheap things this $4.4 billion hockey team is doing right now. Like, it just looks cheap. It looks cheap.
Money hungry.
Well, cheap.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. Spike in the chat. Jonas is an assassin. Yeah. But what I find interesting is someone inside MLSE isn't a fan of Pelley either. Watch the stuff that's leaking out of MLSE over the next little bit.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Well,
watch this.
Because there's 6 people there who know their job's probably on the line.
Or
whoever.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah. Anybody tied to True Living can't feel safe there. Right
so
now.
Jonas's article is titled this way: How the Maple Leafs changed under Keith Pelley from $1,000 locker room dinners to $96 selfies. And Jonas goes through a bunch of things that are being offered as exclusive experiences to Leaf fans who pay a certain amount for a VIP package or whatever. So I'm going to go through some of them. And again, the Leafs are worth $4.4 billion as a hockey team. Never mind MLSE generally. Just as a hockey team. The most valuable hockey team in the world. $4.4 billion according to Forbes magazine. So this is what the Leafs are doing. If you are a kid and you want to wave a flag on the ice from the Leafs, like a Leaf flag before the game, ages 8 to 12, it's $956. That does not include game ticket. If you want to hit the Leafs goal horn, $63.79. Where does the 79 cents come from?
It's weird. Is that
What
taxes?
the hell is that?
Is that with
about?
tax? I don't know. It's weird.
If you want to snap a photo on the ice, $95 per person. That's actually low.
Yeah.
I'd charge more for that.
I think the goal horn should be more too, unless they knew they weren't going to be scoring much
Maybe.
this year.
The goal horn cost is ridiculous.
Yeah.
A $96 selfie, plus the cost of a ticket.
To go on the ice,
go
right?
on the
After
ice.
the
Correct.
game? Yeah.
Correct. Also, there are tiers to this. So if you're an MVP tier, for $1,500, you get 2 tickets to Fan Day, a 4-pack of tickets to the Marlies, $25 gift card for concession. Like, there's a bunch of this stuff. But this is the one that also got me. The Leafs are selling a have a dinner in the Leafs dressing room experience. $1,000 per person, up to 10 people max, to eat a meal. And the food at Scotiabank is actually pretty good.
No, it is.
To eat a meal in the Leafs dressing room.
It's weird.
So you can sit in the room that Bo Grew sat in
Right.
for $1,000 and have dinner. I thought the room was kind of sacred, though. Like,
You can sit in
I'm all
Bobby McMahon's old locker. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Sell it a bit more.
You can have tours in the locker room happen all the time.
Of course.
I'm fine with that. But like, this kind of cheapens it a little
That's
bit. no?
weird. It's weird to me.
By the way, there is a part of me, I know there's been some discourse about the $1,000 to have your kid wave the flag. Part of me doesn't hate that, because I always thought it was just an executive's kid who was given the opportunity.
Yeah, anyways, make them pay for it.
At least someone else can have a shot. But my point is, generally here, this is a $4.4 billion hockey team.
Well, I don't know if you heard, but they have a really expensive data department.
Well, someone should tell Keith, because he's going up at the press conference
That's the
saying
other
we
have
don't
we
do data.
mentioned that yet? That like he acts like they don't have a data or an analytics department already.
Can you imagine what the data department did during that part of the press conference when they were in the room with each other?
Seriously.
They're like,
wait, we're here. We're over here.
hey guys, we're screwed. He doesn't know we're here. Someone send him the data. It's such a bad look.
Yeah.
It's such a bad look. But we can take this in another direction.
At least they have 77-cent hot dogs or loony hot dogs or toonie hot dogs. They have any of that?
No, they don't do that.
None of that.
But my question is this.
Yeah.
How much do I have to pay to get Austin Matthews to score in Game 7?
Right.
How much do I have to pay to get William Nylander to protect a teammate?
To care.
How much do I have to pay to get Craig Berube to not dump and chase? Just give me the price. Give me the totals on that. You'd be surprised who would step up with money on that.
For Riley to not give up a.
What do I have to pay Morgan Riley to box out?
Yeah.
In front of the net. What do I have to do? Those are the prices I'd like to know. Then you're cooking with gas. Then you're making money. Then you're making money. Dark Angel, none of that is available. Yep, I agree. It's such a bad story. The Leafs really need a good story here, man. This is a tidal wave of what the hell are you doing? And if you think these leaks to Jonas Siegel and other good writers in the city are ending, Keith Pelley talks to 3 people outside the organization about True Living. That leaked out in 48 hours. Siegel's been getting stuff leaked to him for the last 4 months. Steady. And we ain't seen anything yet. Watch this. Pelley has not made the friends in that organization that he thinks he's made. And colorful glasses ain't going to make it happen.
But to your
I got news for you.
Yeah, to your point earlier this week, it should have all been done at once then. Because how are you doing this? Like,
Hyper Bear Santander is the GM of AI. We'll talk about Santander coming up in a bit. Spike, I think this says it all here. Spike in the chat. It's just classless. I agree. That's classless. That's something Eugene Melnick would have done.
Yeah.
Honestly. We'll get to the Sens in a second, by the way. I think it's so unnecessary and low.
you can't argue.
Unless the books for the Leafs are completely fried and we don't know about it. But in a hard cap system, how is that possible? Like, I'm just trying to figure out where this is coming from. This looks cheap and low and like just inefficient. Like, it doesn't look like you're an elite organization when stuff like this is coming out.
Well, that's why they offer everybody 4-year contracts instead of 1 or 2.
Wow. Now, do the Yankees do this kind of stuff? I don't know. Like, do the Lakers do this kind of stuff? I don't know. Do the Cowboys? I'm not sure. I haven't read about something like this in a long time.
You're right to say it's not a fluke this came out this week.
Oh, listen, Keith Pelley does not have many friends in that organization.
Yeah.
He has not turned on the charm that he did with Ed and Tony. That has not happened. I guarantee you that.
Well, like I said, he's getting kind of lapped by the president of the other team in the city.
Correct. Want to go through... I want to talk about Craig Berube and how awkward this is for him.
Yep.
This is, so again, Sharks and Leafs tonight. The over-under on points for Macklin Celebrini against the Leafs is like 6.5. I'm just setting the line now. I have no idea what it is, but it could get ugly tonight. There is 7 games left in the season, and Craig Berube in San Jose yesterday was asked, like, with all the uncertainty with your job, how tough is this? And here's what he said.
I'm focused on coaching the team, honestly. Just tomorrow, got a game. That's what I'm doing. I can't control that. Whatever happens. But I'm the coach here now, and my focus is the team. That's it.
I like that he had to clarify now. I'm the coach here now. Because the players aren't listening to me, but I'm the coach. I am.
I'm going to hold my thought. It's a good point you make. Then Berube, as the press conference goes along, and Luke Fox in the middle of this asks a good follow-up. Like, they kind of asked him what he loves about coaching. Now, the silent part he wasn't asked was, even in this crappy moment for you,
right?
What do you love about being behind the bench and coaching? And I thought this was about as honest as you're going to hear Craig Berube. Listen.
That's what I like to do. Obviously, I love doing it. And, it's been my life. So whether we're in the playoffs, out of the playoffs, I get it, and there's all this uncertainty. This is what I do, and I come to the rink with the same attitude. That's the truth. I come with the same attitude every day, and I coach them the same way.
What allows you to do that? Like other people might get down? Or...
No, I'm down, lost a friend and a GM, like I told you guys that bothers me. But I know that's a business and that's the way it goes. But like I said, I've always felt very fortunate to be in the NHL and be part of the NHL, from a player to a coach, all that, and I just don't take it for granted. I just don't. I know I'm 60, but like I said, I'm a lucky guy to be part of it. Yeah.
B40 in the chat. Berube is the toughest guy on that bench. I thought that was a classy availability from Craig Berube yesterday in San Jose. I have not agreed with everything that's gone on here. I think this is his last head coaching job in the National Hockey League. He may get an assistant job somewhere else because he has enough friends. I can't believe they're just letting him march to the end of the season like this. I think it's a little, once again, stop me if you heard this before. I don't understand the Leafs thought process in this.
They don't know what they're doing.
Because, well, now, in terms of the tanking thing, because Pelley said the other day he's very against tanking, I do know what they're thinking, is that they don't care about tanking. You know who does? The Panthers. The Panthers are missing 11 players tonight against Boston. I'm not kidding. Boston's taking on Florida tonight. The Florida Panthers have the 6th worst record in the National Hockey League. They are sitting 11 players tonight, including Ekblad. Let me ask you something. What happens if the Panthers win the draft lottery?
The worst nightmare for any Leaf fans.
But it can happen.
Oh, I think it's going to happen.
So they have a top 10 protected pick.
In a season for hell for this city, watching things happen, that would be probably near the top.
I think the Florida Panthers, low key, this is the storyline I'm rooting for. Panthers win the draft lottery. Leafs finish 6th.
Yep.
Give the pick to Boston.
That's what's going to happen.
That is going to be how this is going to play out. Because you can't write that. You cannot write that. While Keith Pelley is telling you about how we don't tank, it's not ethical.
It might change his view, though.
Yes, please let that change his view. Let the data tell Keith that maybe you should change your view. If the Panthers get the 1st overall pick and you finish 6th,
but that's what you need to happen for it to be data for him to take it seriously.
Please.
Dude, can
This
you
is
imagine?
crazy. Because that's the all-time Leafiest thing
will.
ever.
And look
Leafs finish 6th.
Look how much stuff's gone
Panthers
wrong.
win the draft
Why wouldn't
lottery.
you end it like that? Like, that's the perfect ending for this story of this Leaf season.
My God.
It's your biggest rival gets the number 1 pick.
I'm sure you'll find the next Austin Matthews not tanking. I'm sure you'll do that. I'm sure the Leafs will figure it out. Scorpio Canuck in the chat. We can all predict this.
Yep.
Like the Leafs winning a game 6 just to put up a stinker in game 7. Yep.
Well, Sid, you can't draft a bad player if you don't have a draft pick.
Chestnut checkers, Azo.
That's it.
Last Leaf clip, and then we're going to talk Sens. I want to talk about the Sens today.
I want to talk about this clip.
You thought this clip was a little better than I thought it was.
Really?
Okay, so a culture came up a lot, obviously, in Keith Pelley's press conference on Tuesday. And he didn't like where the culture was at. So Max Domi yesterday, who hasn't spoken since the Anaheim game, Max Domi was asked, what did you make of the culture in this team and where did you think it went wrong? And Max had the following answer.
Listen, man, at the end of the day, everyone that's above us, Keith included, obviously they're our bosses and they have to make tough decisions. Obviously that was a tough one for him to change the leadership and all that stuff. But like I said, what happens on the ice is up to us. What happens in that locker room is up to us, and that's on us to be better. So we're not going to get into what went wrong with you guys, and quite frankly, it's none of your business. It's our group's business, and we'll keep it that way. We know we got to do better, and we will.
He's not wrong.
What part?
If the stuff in the room needs to stay in the room, like I do agree with that. I love it when like Anthony Stolarz gives us what's going on in the room. But
you need time to figure it out. There's 6 games left in the season.
But that's not Domi's responsibility to tell Mark Masters.
Well, maybe the problem is you've been playing on the first line where you shouldn't be.
Hold on. So you're expecting Max Domi to
No,
spill
I'm
all
not.
the beans?
I'm not. I do think he has a right to say that.
Yeah.
But like nobody wants to talk about it. But in a season where you went from pretty much first to last, people are going to ask you what's going on, what you think, and nobody wants to talk about it. Nylander's been asked this; he didn't want to talk about it. Berube's been asked this; he has his ideas, doesn't want to talk about, or whatever. That's what everybody's been saying. Maybe you need to talk about it to try and figure it out, or maybe you wouldn't face the criticism you do if you start giving people some answers. Well, we could do this better. We could do that better. Like the fact that we don't want to talk about it. I have my ideas, but don't want to talk about it. Does that mean they're talking about it? Doesn't seem to be because they haven't been on the same page all year.
Well, if they're going to retool, no one's talking about anything.
Right.
They think William Nylander is good for the culture.
But that's why. Maybe talk about it and you can actually have a conversation if a rebuild's better.
I don't disagree with that, Azo.
Yeah.
Azo's on fire.
But it doesn't seem like nobody wants to talk about it. Well, that's why you suck. Like, that's part of the problem, right? But the first step is admitting you have a problem. Yeah. So let's talk about it. Like, what do you expect people to ask you? What went wrong this year? You guys were Atlantic champions last year.
And the president of the organization is talking about culture for like an hour.
Right. Like,
So,
what do you expect to get asked?
Yeah.
Have something like, well, we're going to keep it between us.
But
it hasn't worked all season.
But I don't hate his answer.
No,
you're not
he has a right to say that.
You're not getting it out of Max. And it's not Max's place to tell you that. Let Morgan Riley, let John, you know what John Tavares said yesterday? I swear to God, in terms of
but what are they talking about the coach?
Working out the sked. I was going to pull the clip. He said, once again, we can take every day as a learning experience. Swear to God, he said that. Tavares is a robot.
Can I tell you what I really think? I think, do you take it in any way, shape, or form that these guys are talking about Berube? That's why they don't want to say it? Because we think they've all tuned him out anyway. I think, like, to me, who was it? Nylander? Who was it the one that said, I have my ideas?
Nylander's so dumb, he told you what he was thinking in the next answer. He said, playing fast.
Yeah.
That's how dumb Nylander is. At least Domi kept it to himself. We learned from Nylander. Like, you could throw Nylander off just by snapping.
But I wonder
if tell you what you want to know.
I wonder if they think if they made a coaching change, when you look at what Columbus did or whatever, if that would have helped. And now that the coach is still there, they're not saying anything. Someone
in that organization regrets just firing Mark Savard at Christmas. And firing a guy at Christmas, I don't like that. It's Christmas. I'm not a fan of that. But I mean, having the players have to answer for this. Like if Pelley had real issues with the culture and like really wanted to nut up and talk about it, he could have. He just kind of put these landmines everywhere and we have to figure it out.
Right.
That's not up to Max Domi to answer.
No, it's true.
Like,
I mean,
not even close.
What was his contract again, though?
Oh, Domi's. Listen, you want to get mad at Max for other reasons. We can. like a career minus player. We can have a go at Max, but like of all the things I've heard this week,
But a guy who's gotten his share of and I love Max. Like I think he's great, and he's always been great with the media here. Like he's always understood. If anybody knows what it means to be a Maple Leaf, it's Max. He grew up around it.
I don't.
But he's always played well to the city.
Come on.
And if anybody got a bigger chance this year based on how bad they've been, and with Marner leaving, it's been him because he's been on the top line more than anybody.
Sorry, why are you so mad at Max?
I'm not. I'm just saying.
I feel like you're mad at Max.
I'm not. I'm not.
For the record, I have been mad at Max plenty this year. But you're mad at that quote. I thought the quote was the most normal
But
thing
he's gotten
I heard.
first line minutes that he shouldn't be getting all season.
Okay, well, listen,
Anyway.
that's a Treliving thing. I'm with you. That's a Treliving thing.
But no, I like that he's fired up a bit, and it's true. I get what you're saying, and I agree. They need to figure it out. But the problem is there's 6 games left, and you haven't figured it out.
Well, I mean, there's nothing to figure out now.
We'll do the autopsy at the end of the season, I guess.
Well, from what we heard, apparently they're doing it. The Pelley plan is they're doing it now. Hashtag Pelley plan.
Hashtag horizontal and vertical.
Well, are the Leafs horizontal or vertical tonight against
They're
San
going
Jose?
both.
So that's the 10 p.m. Eastern game tonight. I will be watching.
Oh, hell yeah.
I will be watching. I know what the 7 o'clock game is I'm watching, though. How about some Sabres and Sens?
Yeah.
How about some Sabres and Sens tonight in our nation's capital? Sens have 8 games left. They're 2 points out of a playoff spot. They got humiliated the other night in Florida and in Sunrise, 6-3. Linus Ullmark got pulled and gave up 5 goals, I think, on 16 shots. Couple things with the Sens. First, and I'm just going through Bruce Garriock's thread here from the Ottawa Sun. Linus Ullmark, first goalie off the ice. He is starting tonight. Yakimchuk will not play, concussion protocol. Travis Green, head coach, said of Ullmark last game, quote, "Last game I pulled him because our team was so crappy." And he didn't say crappy, said the S word. Travis Green went on to say Ullmark needed a rest, and that's fine, end quote. Well, good to see Travis Green has come around to the realities of what Linus Ullmark has talked about publicly. Good to see. In Tampa, he didn't really care, but good to see this morning. Jake Sanderson could come back this weekend. Not playing tonight for the Sens. Could come back this weekend. Now, so a massive game for the Sens tonight. I don't know what Canadian Tire Center is going to sound like tonight. Feels like there's some tension in the air, and I'm not just talking about the standings. So yesterday, a clip was circulating from the Kachuk brothers podcast. As Azul rolls his eyes just at the thought.
Because it's not just 2 Kachucks.
Sorry. They worked really hard to book a guest. Their dad, Keith Kachuk. So it's Keith Kachuk, Matthew Kachuk, and Brady Kachuk. Professors of university, all of them. And they were talking. And again, this is fresh off of Linus Ullmark not playing Saturday in Tampa, saying he needed a break. Okay. The city of Ottawa and the market of Ottawa is on fire. Just on that story alone, with the Sens 2 points out of a playoff spot. So Keith Kachuk is telling a story about how he played hurt, and then he clearly diverts the conversation to rip on players who need rest. As he's doing this, listen for how few words Brady Kachuk says as he's sitting there blatantly listening to his dad rip the hell out of his starting goalie. Listen to this.
Big cast on because I broke my wrist or something in the Olympics. So I guess that's what happens. You play through injuries, guys. Holy Christ, this whole team. My pinky hurts. I'm out for 6 days.
I knew that was coming. I knew right when he said that. I'm like, don't say it. I'm like, don't you say it.
I just had a bad sleep, so I can't play today. Oh, my God. Disgusting.
All right. Well, we're going to move on here.
Can't play back-to-back.
So
Rest management.
That is crazy. I mean, back-to-back, that used to not be whatever. But
Grant Fuhrer played 70 games in 1 year.
I think 76, yeah.
76.
Okay. You know a clip is bad when someone in the conversation goes, okay, let's move on. Everyone knows what's going on there.
Yep.
Keith Kachuk knows he's ripping on the Sens and Linus Ullmark. Matthew Kachuk knows he's ripping on the Sens and Linus Ullmark. And Brady Kachuk, like the true hero he is, didn't say anything about it. Now, as I'm looking at a tweet from Claire Hanna of TSN, To no one's surprise, the Ottawa media requested 2 players this morning. Who do you think they were, Azzo?
Let me guess. Brady.
Correct.
Allmark.
Correct. This is the tweet from Claire.
First test I've ever gotten 1,000 on.
Nailed it. You can be GM of the Leafs.
I can. Data.
Yep. Pelley plan. This is what Claire tweeted. Brady Tkachuk and Linus Ullmark were both requested to speak with the media ahead of tonight's game versus Buffalo, but were not available according to the Sens. End of tweet. I remember a time this season when Ottawa PR were pretty quick on the draw on something.
Yep.
Any press release now, guys? Any press release on that? Or are we gonna act like that didn't happen?
Are we gonna have to talk about a fractured locker room again for some reason?
Any press release on that? By the way, Azzo. Actually, don't do it. I can just say this. Somebody observed this on Twitter, and this is not my observation, but it's damn true. The clip we just ran, the room was missing one piece of memorabilia. Can you guess what it was?
Sens piece.
There was no Ottawa Senators.
I noticed that too.
Memorabilia in the room. It was just USA Hockey and Panthers.
Yep.
While the captain of the Sens.
By the way, our studio is nicer than that.
Yeah, I like it. But the Sens captain did not say anything while his goalie and organization were getting destroyed by his old man.
Because don't you know it's great playing in Florida? You can wear shorts and flip flops and sit there and talk.
The Ottawa hockey market is funny to me because Linus Ullmark has been very overt about what he's been dealing with. Very overt.
Yeah.
And the Sens organization and the market would lead you to believe they're very supportive. Some of us aren't that stupid. And I'm just going to say this plainly right now. You're telling on yourselves a little bit. Just a little bit. That's the first thing. How the Sens have not come out with anything today and held Brady Tkachuk and Linus Ullmark from the media speaks volumes. Speaks volumes. So there's that. Here's the other thing. Anyone who thinks Brady Tkachuk is staying with this team after hearing that has lost their mind. You have lost your mind. Brady Tkachuk, who makes roughly the same as Linus Ullmark, by the way, right now, sat there and watched his goaltender, who has been very public about his mental health struggles, get destroyed by an old school hockey player who never lifted a trophy in his career in the National Hockey League and didn't say anything about it. Not for the first time. Brady Tkachuk is in a room with Matthew and or his dad and feels he can't say anything. Not the moment. Nope. Not going to hide from that one. Not going to hide from that one. You're 2 points out of a playoff spot. This is a nightmare for that organization. You thought that thing earlier this year was bad. That's the problem, using your bullets on that. Now what are you going to do? Listen, the USA Hockey thing was awkward, and I don't have to get into the reasons why. The rumor earlier this year was also awkward, and it was made really awkward by the organization. This is bad, this thing. This clip, this visual, Brady Tkachuk not saying anything while his goaltender is getting bullied by Keith Tkachuk on a podcast. And never mind that, the stuff I'm seeing online from Ottawa hockey fans who were supposedly supportive of Linus Ullmark, holy cow. Holy cow. You're telling on yourselves. You're telling on yourselves a little bit. We can all see it. We saw it with Travis Green Saturday in Tampa. No one's good at hiding it. And listen, if I'm in a playoff race, do I want a goalie who I'm paying top 10 goalie money to play? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But what is that going to look like tonight? Someone in Ottawa has to explain to me what that's going to look like tonight. Maybe Sens come out and win 4-1. I don't know. But the Ottawa Senators are in one right now, and I don't know what to do about it if I'm them. But I said this the other day, and I'm not moving. The Sens made it very clear they were supporting Linus Ullmark in every which way against the Twitter trolls, against critics online.
Sick people, they called them.
Sick people who created rumors. The Sens were on the offense. Unless it's their captain's dad.
Well,
then they're not saying anything about it. So I don't know what to do if you're the Sens right now, because the horses are out of the barn. You need to squat. Travis Green did not help Saturday. Like this has been building now for days. And I don't know what happens tonight, Azo. Like Linus Ullmark, as of this second, is scheduled to start. It would not surprise me at 5, 6, 6:30 tonight if we get some notification that maybe he's not. I don't know. But this is a weird moment for the Sens.
Can I read you another line from that statement they put out earlier this year? We are disgusted that outside forces are attempting to disrupt our hockey club. Is this outside forces?
Technically, it is. Yeah. Technically, it is.
Oh.
But I don't want to let Brady Tkachuk off the hook here.
No. Well, what's worse, your teammate's not standing up for you on the ice when a dirty player takes you out, or when somebody attacks your character off the ice? What's worse?
I mean,
anyway. And you're right on Travis Green. Like, that did not help the situation.
Travis Green lit the match on this.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Because he was pissed, and he was pissy greening. And now he's trying to be the good guy.
For a guy who's dealing with stuff, and you're putting more in his head before you need him to go out and play for you. It's crazy.
Andrew in the chat, what, you want him to tell his dad and brother to F off? No, but how about say something and be a man about it, and kind of just be a leader?
Yeah.
That's your teammate who's been through some stuff. Do you not care? I don't know what's going on with that organization.
Just remind them. Can he just remind them that he's been through stuff?
I have no idea what's going on in that organization right now. Like that, like even sitting here, like just trying, I am not attempting to piece anything together. All I know is the Sens captain sat in a room with 0 Sens memorabilia in it or logos and had people laugh at his starting goalie ahead of the biggest game of the year and didn't say a thing about it. You thought Toronto had leadership issues. Whoa. So I will be watching at 7 o'clock tonight. That is must-see TV. Sens might come out and play great. That blue line has been taxed. I don't know. They didn't look like they were up 40 against Florida. That was pretty bad to start that hockey game. It wasn't just on Omar. He wasn't good, but the Sens were terrible.
They've been on one with their defense lately, for sure.
Spike in the chat. Brady agreed with his brother and father. He couldn't fake it. Listen,
they laughed about it.
They laughed. Like, we couldn't run the video. If you watch the video online, Brady is doing the water sip giggle, I think is what the move was.
Which means he knew.
Yes. I'm just asking the Ottawa Senators, are you backing your goalie or not? I'm asking a simple question. I'm asking the fan base too. You backing your goalie or not? Played pretty well as of like 3-4 weeks ago.
When he's good, they're good.
So I was told. Playing great. Everything's great. Now, do you back him or not? Do you back him only when it's easy or when it's difficult? How do you back him, Ottawa Senators organization? Michael Andlauer. Now's the time. Now's the time, Andlauer. You want to be an NHL owner? Steve Staios, you want to run a team? Now's the time. Hard decisions. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Can you imagine if Austin Matthews was in a podcast doing that? Can you imagine if Nick Suzuki was doing that? Can you imagine if Connor McDavid was doing that? That's a captain of a National Hockey League team in Canada. We care about it here. It's different. Sens, what do you got? Hello?
Fighting for a playoff spot. You forgot that.
McFly, what do you got? Where's the press release today? Come on, Ian. Where's the press release? My God. Final thoughts on this one, Azo. I'm a little fired up, so I'm going to stop talking right now.
No.
I'm a little fired up. Last one to you. Go ahead.
I mean, what else can you say about that? I think it's pretty obvious.
Okay.
And I said everything I had to say.
Good. By the way, we've talked a lot about prices of things. We didn't have a ton of time yesterday because I spent an hour explaining to you how Italian soccer will never come back from this. But Bosnia is playing Canada in the first game of their World Cup.
Is that determined already? What happened?
Oh. Bosnia's coming to town. So some people went on the resale ticket sites yesterday and said, I'm sure the ticket prices have gone down. There's a ticket in the lower bowl at BMO for June the 12th for $61,000 Canadian for a World Cup game between Bosnia and Canada. Cheapest seats up top, basically $6,000.
There's got to be a catch to that Pelley put in there. You get to figure out who David's.
You get to hold the Bosnian flag when it comes out for another $8,000. If you pay $8,000, you get to hold the flag.
Oh man,
these prices are outrageous.
They really are.
Again, I'm going to say this again. If there's someone in town who'd like Azo and I to come in, private box, we'll Instagram the hell out of it, give you the pub, no problem. I can be bought. I'm not paying my way into
So
that.
can I
That's
for half the price.
crazy. That's crazy.
That's insane.
There's also like an $80,000 ticket for like the Qatar game in Vancouver lower bowl.
It's $6,000 to sit on those stands, pretty much,
and risk your life.
Yes, almost $6,000 for that.
Dark Horse says you couldn't pay me to attend.
Or are these the stands at the bottom for $3,000?
I don't know.
Even know.
For the record, you couldn't pay me to attend. It's a World Cup game.
No,
of course I want to be at a World Cup game. Of course. But the prices are just nuts. Now the Ford government in Ontario have bent over backwards to try and restrict the resale market and put guardrails on it that they themselves loosened up when they were brought into office. The irony is just incredible.
Right. They're publicly doing this, but is it
Yes.
going to get done?
Anyway, this is the prices are insane. Insane. Okay, finally, speaking of soccer.
Let's end on a good note.
A TSN PR sent out a tweet earlier today saying that I believe it's this weekend will be the final curling broadcast on TSN for Vic Rauter. And we just want to congratulate Vic Rauter on an unbelievable career. Vic Rauter is one of the guys on TSN. When I started watching sports in this country consistently, it was Vic Rauter. Vic Rauter was doing everything. Vic Rauter was eventually he was an all-time curling guy, but he did all kinds of stuff on Sports Desk back in the day before it was Sports Center. And since we're talking about soccer here in the World Cup, and for the listening audience, hold this picture as long as you can, Azo.
Yeah.
For the listening audience, we have an old school photo of Vic Rauter sitting next to the legendary Graham Leggett. Graham Leggett was one of the original soccer voices on Canadian media and a guy watching Soccer Saturday that I grew up with. It was like a 2.5 hour highlight show. It was amazing. And then Graham Leggett would also do the old school reading of the scores from Scotland
100%.
and Dundee and Motherwell. And like he would do it the way it was supposed to be done. And Vic Rauter and Graham together were magic. Vic Rauter and Graham Leggett together have done more for Canadian soccer than a lot of people. I have to be honest. Like I don't want to be disrespectful, but the passion that Vic Rauter gave to the sport was unmatched for years, for decades. And I saw that from Vic Rauter today, and with the World Cup on the horizon here in this country, I thought of Graham Leggett too, the late Graham Leggett. And Vic is one of the best broadcasters in Canadian history, and I just want to give him some love. And the curling world, this is a devastating loss for the curling world because Vic is the guy. Like
he's so smooth.
Now, I believe Brian Mudryk will jump in seamlessly because he's been very, very good for them. But just one of the great careers in Canadian broadcasting, Vic Rauter, and just want to respect him. And I know, Azo, you and I are a little different in ages, but everyone in the chat, Vic is a Canadian legend
for sure. Did you ever meet him? I heard he's like the greatest guy too.
I've never met Vic Rauter.
That's crazy.
I've never had the pleasure.
Yeah.
But
legend. He's a legend.
Legend. So again, I believe it's this April 4th. Is that a Saturday? It's
this week.
It's it's Saturday. I believe Saturday is his last broadcast on TSN. And he's the man. Yeah. Vic is the man. And
53 years, dude.
So make the final this Saturday. His final show.
No
make
kidding.
the final this Saturday.
Yeah.
Love him. So Vic Rauter, big news from in Canadian broadcasting today. What are your memories of Vic Rauter? Because our vintage is, I don't think you watched as much soccer as I did.
I did,
up.
but it was the voice you came to know. Like I just remember the smooth delivery he had and everything. You know what else I remember? Do you remember that? Was it a hockey song where they all stood up there in the robes and he kind of sang it? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that one.
Oh man, what was it? I gotta look it up now. Hang on. Anyways, but he seemed like a great guy. Like his personality just came through, and again, just one of the smoothest voices that I can remember.
I somebody just wrote this. I don't know what it means, but it's making me laugh. If you play the Kachuk podcast one more time, I'm going to stop listening to your mothers. I don't even know what that means, but it's kind of making me chuckle.
Maybe he left the second half of the
maybe. So yeah, big news. Shout out to Vic Rauter. What a career. What a career for Vic Rauter. Okay. You know what's, again, we're one of the few shows in the Canadian Toronto kind of sportscape tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be on air on Good Friday. That means stuff's going down tonight.
Celebrini going to break Sittler's record. Watch tonight.
Macklin Celebrini is going to have a 7-point evening. Minimum, because the Leafs are now going to incorporate data.
Yeah.
All about the data.
They will.
All right. Any last thoughts, Azam?
No, we're good.
All right. Our apologies. We were going to get to Anthony Santander, but we ran out of time. On behalf of Jeff Azzopardi and everyone here at Sick Media, I'm Sid Seixeiro. Enjoy the rest of your day. Let's see what tomorrow brings. You've been listening to the Sid Seixeiro Show, brought to you by Sick Media. Take care. We'll talk soon. Shut up, Vic Rauter.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sid Seixeiro Show on YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcasts.